In this video, the secrets to sex and manifesting what you want using the law of attraction. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and let's dive right in. So it's important to understand that obviously sex is one of the most sacred and intimate things that we have as human beings. And what's happened over time is through the way our culture is set up in this very sexual society that's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, we're convinced that sex is merely a physical act. But when you understand with your awareness of the law of attraction that everything is energy, including me, including you, then you recognize that you can actually use sex, which is one of the most powerful things a human being have. It's the act of literal procreation, right? Like, what else can procreate? The universe, God, and you and I can do that. And when you grasp that sex can be the most powerful transmutation of energy that you could possibly have, then you could use that as a manifestation tool to create what you want to create. The Egyptians knew this. Heck, even in modern day society, Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, he had an entire chapter dedicated to the transmutation of energy through sex. So this video is going to blow your mind, the secrets to sex that we aren't told and how to use that to create what we want to create. So number one, you gotta know that sex is an energy transmutation, right? Two energetic beings, that's all I am and that's all you are, is energy, right? You're just a certain vibrational frequency that is vibrating so fast in this energy field of third dimension that you appear to be a solid body. You're not a solid body. You're an emotional being. What is emotion? Emotion, energy in motion. That's all we are, right? So when two people come together, that's a sexual exchange of energy. And usually it's purely on the physical plane, but what you have to understand is you actually simultaneously exist on numerous planes of existence. One is physical, one is spiritual, and one is mental. But all we're focused on in sex is purely the physical. And in fact, our unconscious intention a lot of times with sex is to escape. We need an orgasm. We need a sexual experience because reality is difficult, where there's no spiritual or emotional or mental components. It's purely physical. So we're neglecting the most powerful transmutation of energy possible. And so my first invitation to you is to consider quite simply that this is an exchange of energy. And when you bring consciousness into it, right, at this very moment, you're conscious of my voice, right? That's the only reason you can hear it. You're conscious of my voice. Well, no experience can ever exist without consciousness. But we're bringing such a low level of consciousness into sex that it doesn't have any real intrinsic value. We can't use it to use our energy life force to create what we want to create. But most of the ancient civilizations knew this. So first, recognize and bring an intention, bring consciousness into it, and recognize that this is a dance that's much more than just purely two meat suits coming together. This is two energy bodies coming together in order to transmute energy, to release energy. But the question is, what are you releasing and what are you calling into your experience? So step number two, agree upon an intention. Agree upon an intention. That intention might be to let go of all of the financial baggage that you as partners have or as individuals have. So you can come into a sexual union and you can use that to, when you're in a heightened energy state, the same way you're in a heightened energy state when you're meditating, right? You're at a heightened level of consciousness. You're not bogged down by the worries. You're not in that state. So what's actually happening during sex, and this is important to understand, is that you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. And what happens is, it's very hard to program our subconscious. Your subconscious, psychologists tell us, we have 65,000 thoughts in a day, 95% of them are unconscious, and 75% of those are negative. Negative beliefs programmed into us about money, about confidence, about love, about happiness, about what's possible and impossible in our lives. And we're running on these negative autopilot programs that control our whole lives. And then people try to use affirmations and the law of attraction to create what they want to create, but then it doesn't work. Maybe you know someone that's like that, or you've experienced that in your own life. You did your vision board, you did your affirmations, but you weren't making progress, or you know somebody like that. The reason is because you haven't accessed or reprogrammed the subconscious mind, which is responsible for 95% of your life. So it's really hard to access the subconscious. That's what hypnosis does. That's what just before you go to sleep, and I made videos about just before you're going to bed, how you actually reprogram the subconscious. I always mention my hypnosis. It changed my life. If you want that, it's jakeshypnosis.com down below. But the reason I preface this is because when you're in a heightened energy state, the same as meditation as you are with sex, the conscious mind is out of the way. You're really present. And so you can directly access the subconscious mind to instantly reprogram it, to instantly eliminate old belief systems. So it's important that you make an intention, right? So your intention might be for you and your lover, for you and your partner to create more financial abundance. So when you're in a heightened energy state like that, and before you enter it, one of your intentions is, as old energy is releasing, that you're creating the space for more financial abundance to flow, right? Or your intention might be for you guys to manifest your dream house. Don't just use the act of sex as this physical thing. Use it as a spiritual and emotional thing. If your subconscious mind is directly able to access, here's a interesting thing to try. Can you hold the image of what you want while you're in sexual union with someone? Because if you can, and your conscious mind is out of the way, you're totally relaxed in a union experience, you can directly access the subconscious mind. So what my fiance and I did for over a year is we would focus on financial abundance. We would imagine our financial growth. We would imagine our financial success, the more difference we could make, the gifts we could give to people, the way that we were living. We would imagine that while we were in union. And so that's my invitation to you, to set an intention. 1, set one for yourself, and 2, set one with your partner, and see if you can bring that into experience while you're in sexual union. You're going to tap into the subconscious mind, and as the energy releases during sex, it's a focused power energy that you can direct towards your intentions. Normally, we release that energy during sex and it goes nowhere. We just release it and then it's back to reality. But what if you could channel that energy the same way that people say yoga is where you can channel energy, visualization is where you can channel your energy? Well, you have this sexual energy rising through your body. So what happens if you set it on an intention, channel it, boom, you can instantly reprogram the subconscious mind. So is it more money you guys are creating, happiness, love, adventure, family? Focus on that and allow when the energy releases to direct it towards that image, and it'll reprogram your subconscious. And step number 3 that I invite you to try is after your sexual experience, instead of just moving on, lie down or sit down and focus on your breath, the rising and falling of your breath. You'll feel your body more relaxed. Well, use that time to call upon the image of what you want. Just like when you have a crazy meditation experience or an awesome opportunity at church that's really spiritual, or at yoga, or after you run, or you're in the sun all day and you feel amazing. Well, do the same thing. What happens is it's so physical that, as I said, we're neglecting the spiritual and emotional components. Well, if sex is the thing that can allow us to procreate as human beings, it's literally our opportunity to procreate, to use the power that creates worlds and life, to direct life force, to procreate. If you could do that, imagine what else you could create. So use that opportunity to close your eyes and imagine your dream house. to imagine a new career opportunity, or traveling around the world, or that new car, or the money that you want to make, or your art getting out in the world, or your new business. Use that to imagine that. And what happens is we're neglecting this energetic opportunity where we're releasing, because in ordinary levels of consciousness throughout the day, we're not in a space to actually direct our life force towards what we want. See, if we didn't have all the baggage of our culture, we could manifest things instantly. We could manifest them instantly. The time lapse so often happens because we're at an ordinary level of consciousness where it's very hard for us to have singularity of focus. We're limited by poverty of imagination and lack of discipline to focus on what we want. And so what happens is we're all throughout our day, and only a little bit of our thoughts are focused on the things we're trying to create and manifest in our lives using the law of attraction. And then when we get this opportunity where our energy is centrally focused during a sexual union, we neglect it for a purely physical experience. It's great, have the physical experience. It's amazing, right? It's one of the things about being human. But direct that energy release towards what you want. Call the image of what you want. It's like having the most powerful meditation experience ever and then doing nothing with it, and then just opening your eyes and going out and moving on with your day, and you're like, doing nothing. Right? So that's the third step, is after the experience, sit with your eyes closed, look at your vision board, focus on your affirmations, say out loud the thing that you're grateful for that you and your partner are manifesting. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, talking about the secrets to sex to manifest what you want in your life. Give these things a try with your loving partner and see what happens when you harness and direct your energy towards what it is that you're wanting to create. You'll be amazed at the things that you can accomplish when you get your life force centrally focused on what you want to create. The biggest problem with the law of attraction is only a small sliver of our life force is actually directed towards the things that we want. Sex is an opportunity where you can centrally focus to reprogram your subconscious mind to get the picture and the image of what you want, and boom, allow it to show up in the physical world. So I've got my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It'll reprogram your subconscious mind for you. It's down below. You can download that. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button in the corner. Have a beautiful, awesome day. I'll see you on the next video.